today we're going to look at Odoo and its ERP systems. We're going to look at who should be working with them, what are their pros and cons, what is their usability, and then move on to some competitor analysis. So let's begin. Who is Odoo usually for? From all the research that I've done, it's probably best to have this software if you're a small to mid-sized company. If you're a large-scale company, there are better options out there for you. Second, if you're someone who's looking to have flexibility within the open source code and look at having an out-of-box experience instead of one code, one size fits all, this could be the right suggestion for you. And third, there's easy step-by-step integration. With Odoo, you do not need to integrate the whole system together. You can do piece by piece, segment by segment integration with their capabilities. And fourth, with the market there, they're quite straightforward with their pricing. And this is what some users really like about Odoo, is that they're quite upfront about their pricing, whereas the other companies can be a bit ambiguous about their pricing, and you may need to get in touch with them to find that out. So that's kind of the screenshot that I have here about their pricing. And they also offer a free 15-day trial. So what do they implement as their key USPs? As per them, it's great for companies looking for an ERP solution with flexibility to implement part or all parts of the system, flexibility of open ERP, access to source code, change softwares versus other systems. So really, they are giving you the flexibility to have a look at their system and toggle and change as per your needs. And they also make it easier for you to have integration with third-party solutions and adding apps. There's some free integrations that you can do and some paid integrations. Again, as per a lot of reviews, it's easy to use. It has a clean user interface. And in terms of adoption, it's quite easy, not challenging there. They have limited versions of software which can be tried for free. It's this free trial that we're talking about as their USP here. They have thousands of softwares that you can add and implement and enhance your systems better to make sure that they are 100% paper free. And finally, they have that straightforward pricing. What are some of the pros that Odoo offers? So this kind of is the biggest one that I've seen that kind of other competitors aren't offering out there, is if you want to start with one area or dip through to one segment, Odoo seems to be one of the only ones that is good enough with a good reputation to allow you to do that. So if you're really picky as a business about what you would like to implement, what source you'd like to change, this definitely is the go-to option for you. They have capability to integrate with your HR functions as well. This is something that other competitors offer, but it's a good pro to mention. They have a multilingual approach. They have multi-languages, multiple websites can be integrated, and a lot of accounting localization can be done. They boost themselves as limitless customization because they give you the open source code. They also boost that your business can become 100% paperless with all of their integrations, from HR to payroll to supply chain to manufacturing. They also have tools with AI learning and OCR recognition, which make your business more effective and help in time management. So moving on, what are some of the cons that Odoo has, cons versus the other competitors? As for the reviews, from what I have gathered, is it can be a bit complex and limiting for bigger organizations, as these type of organizations feel they have outgrown the system or the system's not able to keep up. So if you're a big size system, as I mentioned briefly before, you should probably be looking at tools such as SAP and Oracle rather than Odoo. So one of the cons here is that if you are a large size company, this is not the one for you. Second con that I noticed here is, depending on location, the partners, the third-party consultants that you need will be limited. And since it's a newer website versus some of the other competitors out there, their network of consultants may not be that high. From what I've gathered, North America, for example, has limited support. So you need to do your due diligence in whichever region you are to understand if your partners and any consultancy that you need in terms of integration, in terms of management, you have that ready for you. And this brings me to the next point, which is you may need strong internal IT support. This is because any ERP system sometimes can fall, be shaky, and if they're giving you the capability to change your code, it can get a bit complex, and you will definitely need an internal ITC team to support you in the long term. So this is an additional cost that you will need to cater as a business. And that brings me to the next point, that there is additional cost for long-term maintenance, technical competency, and IT time. Final con to note is the more you customize on Odoo, the more slower the system can get. So this is another major con that you should keep in mind. Now that we've analyzed Odoo, we are going to look at some competitors and what are they doing versus what Odoo is doing to help you make a decision better. The first one we're going to review is the Oracle NetSuite. Now, this is benchmarked as the world's largest ERP system. Their service cloud system, same version of software, is being used everywhere. So if you're someone as a company looking for a standard one-on approach and looking for scale of growth, this could be the software for you. They boost that they have exactly same versions everywhere. So if you have multi-websites, easy to integrate and easy to work with, and easy to hire IT services from around the world because they will have experience working with this software. It also has lower overall costs, CRM tools to effectively handle relationships with customers and prospects. This is a cool added bonus that they have. They also boast about analytics and reporting that drives business intelligence for insights on sales volume, retention. Now, what are some of the cons here? One con is you cannot change the code and workflow in the system. So this is what Odoo offers, but you're not able to do this because, as mentioned here, it is a standard one-all approach. You cannot deploy piece by piece or two pieces of system code. It all has to be deployed at one time. It can be more expensive than other softwares and more expensive than Odoo. So overall, I think if you're a big business and looking for a standard one-on-one approach, then you would choose this. Otherwise, you would go for Odoo. The next one is SAP. What I really like about this system versus the other systems is it has certain additional boosts that they mention, which can be really great for niche businesses. They have a section dedicated to sustainability, which helps you build more circular economy. They help you calculate environmental costs, carbon footprints, and brands such as Allbirds, which is a fashion sustainable company, work with them. So this, for me, for example, as a sustainable fashion client, I would be inclined to them because they give me what I want. So that's probably the biggest pro that I see with SAP is they look at niche and they provide functions based on niche. So their expertise is very niche centric. And if you go onto their website, they have a section on industries, which gives you all the insights on which industries, what are the additional benefits, and so on and so forth. So that's kind of the biggest pro here. Second one is artificial intelligence. So their AI is quite detailed and expansive from what I have understood. They improve functions such as recruiting and career development as well with their AI software. They have a very, very detailed approach. Every single segment on the website is very well explained, very detailed with lots of tutorials. And they work for super high-end companies. So they have a lot of stamps of approvals from brands, and they are one of the largest systems out there. So if you're someone that's super niche and has a specific focus, big size, this could be the one for you. What are some of the cons? Again, similar to the other software we mentioned, you cannot change the code or workflow in the system. You're not able to deploy piece by piece the segments here. It can also be more expensive than Odoo, and this will definitely not be cost effective for small size companies. So if you're a small size company, you should start with other tools and maybe eventually upscale to SAP. Next, there are two more quick competitors that we're going to look at. One is QuickBooks. This is very, very focused on small business competitors. And as per my analysis, most small businesses start with this and then they tend to outgrow the system to move on to other systems. So if you want to start with this and then move to Odoo, it could be that, or you're starting with Odoo if you're a highly ambitious company that's growing very well. So what are some of the pros here? They have extra add-ons and third-party apps. For example, if you have an app called Fishbowl, this can be added very simply by adding in some advanced capabilities. They also capture receipts with smartphones, run basic reports, and automate quarterly tax estimations. They can do all of the supply chain industries that you would need. So it kind of is an ERP system for a small scale business in general, because it provides all general capabilities, but does not help you deep dive into further niches. So if the biggest con, what I saw from all the analysis, is if you're a high growth company, if you're going to scale really well, or you're looking for long-term high growth, it's not a scalable option. It's just for small businesses looking to automate their processes mainly. Moving on to Dynamic 365 Business Central. So one of the pros here is, again, it's easy to use. It's not a non-complex website. It's easy to integrate from all of the reviews that I've seen. It is kind of the most common option that people tend to use. It also has real-time analytics, visibility to track performance and gain actionable insights. It also features human resources and payroll assistant. So these are some of the USPs that they boost onto their system. One of the biggest cons that I saw for this business out there based on reviews was that people were not available to implement this software, as it's not as known as the other software. So based on your region, again, it may be difficult to find someone to implement this software. So worth checking based on your region, what kind of talent you're getting, and then kind of made the decision. Again, this one is for more smaller or mid-sized companies. That's it from my side. Hope this was super insightful for you and you're able to make your decision a bit faster. Thank you.